Pesach.
What is up, everybody? This is Atticus, the Death Metaler, and for this video, we're going to be talking about the Democratic presidential candidate of this year's presidential election, Hillary Clinton. Now, I really haven't touched up on a video on Hillary Clinton, but I've mentioned her a couple of times into my videos. But I am not a big fan of Hillary Clinton whatsoever. Hillary Clinton is a politician that no politician should ever look up to. Hillary Clinton is a politician that every corrupt politician should really look up to. If there was any fictional character that would best describe Hillary Clinton, it would be that of Cersei Lannister. And don't take my word for it, George R.R. Martin tweeted that himself as well, that Hillary Clinton was America's version of Cersei Lannister. But I'm getting way out of hand over here, and I have delved to 4 reasons why I dislike Hillary Clinton.
Number 1. Muslims and foreign policy.
Now, if you all remembered my video, Trump Goes Full-Blown Nazi, I went around on a tangent saying that Donald Trump is literally Hitler for not bringing Muslims into America. Well, I retract that video. Donald Trump is feeble in comparison into what Hillary Clinton has already done to Muslims. If y'all remembered in 2002 and 2003, she was one of the politicians that voted for the war in Iraq.
Hillary Clinton voted for the attack on Iraq, a war that led to the deaths of well over 100,000 Muslims, a war that displaced millions of Muslims.
Also, when she was Obama's Secretary of State on his first term in office, she oversaw the overthrow and displacement of Gaddafi in Libya.
Hillary Clinton oversaw the attack on Libya, an act of regime change that led directly to the displacement of over 400,000 Libyans, almost all of them Muslims.
And also helped out the Obama administration supply weapons to the Free Syrian Army, and thus making the Syrian civil war and the shit going on over there even much more wars. And look what has happened. You have millions of Iraqis, Syrians, and Libyans displaced, homeless, and dead. A lot of them running over to Europe to seek shelter and also do its shit over into Europe, which I've made a lot of videos over. And not to mention, you have ISIS in the mix.
Hillary Clinton supported arming jihadist rebels in Syria, a policy that led to a country which is comprised of 90% Muslims being almost completely ruined. Hillary Clinton was responsible for policies that created ISIS. She helped transfer weapons to ISIS.
The disastrous, absolutely disastrous intervention in Libya, the destruction of the Gaddafi government, which led to the occupation of ISIS, of large segments of that country, weapons flows going over to Syria, being pushed by Hillary Clinton into jihadists within Syria, including ISIS. That's there in those emails.
This doesn't even take into account future wars in the Middle East that Hillary will launch. In 2008, Hillary said that she would attack Iran and, quote, totally obliterate a country comprised of 75 million Muslims.
And I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. We would be able to totally obliterate them.
We came, we saw, he died.
So yeah, thanks Hillary.
Number 2. Women.
There is one thing that really people are drawn to Hillary Clinton, and it's the fact that they're like, we need to make history. We need the first woman president in office so that she can end the wage gap and go for gender equality and all this other shit. But Hillary has done way worse for women than she has done good. Now, I'm fine with having a woman for president, but I wouldn't want that woman president to be Hillary Clinton. And why? Well, look at this tweet that she posted not too long ago where she stated that every survivor of sexual assault deserves to be heard, believed, and supported. Now, keep in mind when I say that here. And Rooba Rants nailed it onto this topic as of what I'm talking about right now. Because she really, when she was a lawyer back in her early days, she fucked over a 12-year-old girl that was raped by a full-grown man. Basically just letting him go scot-free.
Her mistreatment of women can be traced back as far as 1975, when she defended a child rapist and then laughed about it.
It happened on this stretch of highway in Fayetteville, Arkansas, back in 1975. A 12-year-old girl brutally attacked by a 41-year-old man. They were reportedly in his pickup truck after midnight and parked in a ravine. That's where she says he beat and raped her. The 6th grader ended up in the emergency room. The young lawyer called on to defend the suspect in the case was none other than Hillary Rodham. Just 27, she had moved to Arkansas to be with her then-boyfriend, Bill Clinton. The story was mostly forgotten until in 2014, audio emerged of Clinton talking about the case with an Arkansas journalist back in the 1980s. Listen to her laugh describing the moment she delivered her forensic expert's findings to the prosecutor.
I handed it to Bailey Gibson. I said, "Rob, this guy's ready to come from New York to prevent this miscarriage of justice." Took a lie detector test. I had to take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs. But you know what was sad about it was that the prosecutors had evidence.
Those recordings were played for the victim by Josh Rogan during his interview. Her reaction was anger.
When I heard that tape, I was pretty upset. You lied on me, and you're supposed to be it for women? Do you call that for women? What you done to me? And I heard you on tape laughing.
And let's not forget about Monica Lewinsky and Juanita Broaddrick and many other women who had extramarital affairs, who were also sexually harassed, and not to mention even allegedly raped by her husband, Bill Clinton. But hey, just like what you said, Hillary, every survivor of sexual assault deserves to be heard, believed, and supported. And it does not really help that one of your generous donors is from fucking Saudi Arabia. Let that fucking sink in. Hillary, you are nothing more than an internalized misogynist.
Number 3. Hillary's health.
Now, if y'all remembered in the first presidential debate that, she kept her toes on her and, basically everyone was saying that she destroyed Donald Trump in the debates. Well, Trump actually hung in there and stuff, but due to the fact over her health, there have been a lot of speculations over her health and all that other stuff. And it's due to these smoking bullets right here.
When you heard that President Obama was going to endorse you?
It was great. It was great. I mean, it was a wonderful, meaningful endorsement in every way, and I was very proud of it.
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
In every way.
And how much you with Senator Warren? Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities?
Look at this footage of Hillary leaving an event in New York, leaning against a pillar. Her aides hold her up. Again, they tried to keep the press away, but someone got it on tape. She's falling over, she's swaying. More people come in, try to hold her up. She clearly falls to the ground as they help her into the van. Here's the clip from another angle. Again, you see Hillary leaning against a pillar. She's swaying. She can barely stand up, falls off the curb. More people have to come in to help her. There she falls down before she's helped into the van. And here's yet more close-up footage of the incident. Does this look presidential to you?
Now, why is it that people are always going crazy about Hillary's health? Well, Rooba Rants also touched up on this subject, and he has stated that she is suffering from an advanced stage of Parkinson's disease.
This document is a board-certified anesthesiologist with 36 years of experience. That brings it with the ability to understand medical discussions, but not the expertise to evaluate PD signs and symptoms. This is because Mike Cernovich believes that Hillary Clinton is developing Parkinson's.
If y'all remembered on why she was stumbling around at 9/11, she was suffering from pneumonia.
She's leaning against a pillar. Even though she's being held up by 2 or 3 people, she still falls over. Yet nowhere is that information contained in this CNN report. Then again, they just blithely quote Clinton as saying she was feeling great. Yeah, it doesn't look like she's feeling very good to me.
Now, from what I do know, that you can get pneumonia from Parkinson's disease. But Atticus, the death meddler, you don't know jack shit about Parkinson's disease. Well, over in July, I actually visited Stoutmeister's house, if you remembered, and I got to meet the former Lieutenant Colonel, Patrick, who lives with him and his mom. And he is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And let me tell you, it is not fun whatsoever. So I think I do know what living with Parkinson's disease is like. And Hillary should, and there are reasons why a lot of us are speculating why she is not doing that well.
Number 4. The alt-right.
It's also what happens when you listen to the radio host, Alex Jones.
They want to shut in your mind talking about Justin Bieber.
And now goes to the final reason why I don't like Hillary Clinton. She goes on to say that the speculations on her health, what she's done with women, and her foreign policies are nothing more than right-wing conspiracy theories. But then she decided to cook up her own conspiracy theories when she made a speech on the alt-right. And believe me, it is cringe central right here. Hillary Clinton has stated that Vladimir Putin himself is funding the alt-right.
And the grand godfather of this global brand of extreme nationalism is Russian President Vladimir Putin.
And oh please, Hillary, you are doing nothing more than complimenting the alt-right when you say that. So by that definition, Hillary, that Vladimir Putin is basically just funding Breitbart, the rebel media, InfoWars, and not to mention giving out paychecks to Paul Joseph Watson, Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, Lauren Southern, Gavin McGuinness, and Hannah Lindenholm, all these alt-righters out there.
Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy.
Nobody wants to fuck you.
Would you rather your child had feminism or cancer?
It's the one and only Digo Double. And what's even much more hilarious is that she basically went on to say on her site that Pepe the Frog, a fucking meme, is a symbol of white supremacy. I am not fucking bullshitting you over here. JH Independence covered that story pretty well, and just, really, you are doing nothing. You are actually taking the bait from the alt-right. And you are actually doing more good for the alt-right than you are doing bad for the alt-right.
Seriously, if the alt-right are trolls, who inside Hillary's campaign thought it was a bright idea to do the one thing you're not supposed to do with trolls? Which is feed the trolls. The alt-right only succeeds if you respond. You just walked straight into a trap.
The emerging racist ideology known as the alt-right.
Hillary Clinton has lost her goddamn mind.
So, it's a lose-lose situation right there, Hillary.
Also, not to mention, you said you're high and mighty against the alt-right, but you yourself had stated that one of your mentors was Robert Byrd, who is also known to be a well-known member of the Ku Klux Klan.
My friend and mentor, Robert C. Byrd.
Yeah. You're such a fucking hypocrite, Hillary.
In drawing conclusions, Hillary Clinton is not the type of woman that I would like being my 45th president of the United States. And I know a lot of you people are probably going to unsubscribe, shit-talk me over this, but I do believe that of the two evils, Donald Trump is the rightful candidate. But Atticus, the death meddler, what about Gary Johnson? He's the third presidential candidate, and he's far better than those two. I mean, feel the Johnson. Okay, I did vote for Gary Johnson in the 2012 elections, but as I've done a little bit more research, Gary Johnson is a closeted SJW. He's basically an SJW disguised as a libertarian. I mean, this motherfucker gets triggered like one as well.
Millions of adult illegal immigrants who are here in the country.
Undocumented, by the way. If you use the term illegal immigrants, that is very incendiary to our Hispanic population here in this country.
Why is that?
It just is. It just is. Just so that you know.
To the country illegally, so they are...
They came into this country because they couldn't get in legally, and the jobs existed. And you or I would have done the same thing. And we're talking about now, coming from New Mexico, a population with 48% Hispanic, how's the crackdown on 11 million undocumented workers going to work out? It's going to be dragging people from their homes. That's how it's going to work out. It's going to be checking your papers house to house.
Did somebody over here say illegal immigrants? Because the correct term is undocumented immigrants. All right, bruh?
Category. What would you do if you were elected about Aleppo?
About?
Aleppo.
And what is Aleppo?
You're kidding.
No.
Aleppo is in Syria. It's the epicenter of the refugee crisis.
Okay, got it. Got it.
I mean, this election is just an absolute circus. And just to all the Hillary supporters out there, let me just ask you, are you really wanting to vote for Hillary just because she's a woman and you want to have a woman president? Or just because you just have this humongous hate boner for Donald Trump? That's all I'm just going to be asking right there, because Hillary Clinton makes Donald Trump look like a mere Boy Scout. It does not help that I have a lot of evidence and I cite my sources onto why I don't like Hillary Clinton. But I digress. If you take it as you is, take it as it is. But in truth, Hillary Clinton should not be the president of the United States. And I'm just going to leave it at that right there. Without further ado, ladies and gents, I am Atticus, a death metaler. Hope you like this video, subscribe to my channel, links are in the description below. Keep it metal, have a wonderful day.